What's going on, everybody? Mike Tippin hanging out today with some of my favorite football players of all time, the Sun City Stealth. We got a little bit of glare from the sun, so we might try to fix this here in just a little bit. Maybe we should make it darker. If they had a blind over here, it'd be perfect. However, I got Perla, I got Dafhnie hanging out with me. We are ready to do the show. They're ready for the season. Perla already told me she's ready to hit people, so I'm super excited about that. First off, introduce yourselves, who you are, where you're from. Dafhnie, we'll start with you.
Okay, I'm Dafhnie Miramontes. I'm born and raised from El Paso, Texas. And yeah, that's who I am.
You're born and raised from El Paso, Texas. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
What made you decide that you wanted to come play football for the Sun City Stealth?
Well, I had never really thought about playing tackle football. And then a couple of the girls on the team kept asking me. And I decided to go to the tryouts and try it out. And just the atmosphere of being like a whole team, being so supportive, made me want to join and try it out. Yeah.
Did you play sports beforehand?
Yes, I did all the time. I did softball, I did basketball, track, cross country.
So literally everything.
Yeah.
Except for football.
No, I had never thought to do it.
Okay. What's it been like for you now that you already kind of adapted to it? You're practicing a lot now. You're getting ready for the season. What's football been like for you? This first time playing football.
The very first time I was intimidated. I thought someone hitting me was gonna be crazy, but after that happened, I got over that fear, and it was just love for the sport and for the girls. It was just something very different.
What's your favorite football team? Or do you not have one? Are you one of those weird people that's like, I don't like football. I just came out here to hit people?
Yeah, I don't really watch football.
Okay, so you can always go with the Dallas Cowboys. I'll be happy with that.
Oh, God, please don't. Please don't do it.
Anything but that.
What a terrible way to introduce yourself.
I'm so sorry.
Here.
Sorry, El Paso.
Okay, so Perla, introduce yourself. Tell everybody where you're from. All the questions I just asked her. I want to see how many of those you remember.
Oh, okay. Let me see. So my name is Perla Dafhnie. I am a 32-year-old mother of boys. I am from El Paso, Texas, born and raised, just like Dafhnie. I've always been athletic. Since I was a little kid, my grandfather actually made me play in an all-boy team when I was 7 years old. So, yeah, I had to learn fast. And, so I've always been athletic. I took some time off when I had my babies, of course. But my oldest son was actually the one who made me go for tackle. So I'm a very team mom, but very coachable, you know what I mean? I just like to coach my kids. I like to let them know, hey, you did this, you could have done this, or what can we do? Just it was always there. And then the tryout page came out for the Stealth, and my son was like, let's go, Mom. And I was like, no, you're crazy, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, yeah, you're gonna do that. And he went with me actually to my first tryout.
That's fantastic. So whenever you first saw that tryout and your son's pushing you and you get out there on the field, what was that like for you? Because I assume it's gonna be the same for everybody.
Oh,
right? This is your first introduction to if you played football before, maybe you got hit a little bit, but now you are the target, and you're out there being as physical as possible. What was that like for you, your introduction to football?
Actually, my introduction to football was in 5th grade. I played tackle, and I tried playing in 7th grade, but moms just weren't having it, so they kind of made us go to volleyball or dance. They were like, pick one. And when I was at the tryout, my son was actually racing against me in the 40-yard dash.
Oh, wow.
So it was nerves on top of, my kid is here to challenge me. So I need a shot before he beats me in front of all these big women. It was intimidating.
Did you beat him or did he beat you?
I'm going to say I beat him, but don't ask him.
Oh, no.
Don't ask him.
But if we ran it back today, who's winning?
Oh, I'm winning.
By far?
Yeah.
Easy. Okay. So, Dafhnie, I don't know if she told you this or not, but she had a chance, Perla, to be an All-American, right? You were right there on the corner.
I was right there.
You missed it because you missed a couple of big tackles. I'm going to bring it up.
That's okay. Hey.
New Mexico State is playing basketball right now. It's the only time the city of El Paso is rooting for a winner. Take that, UTEP. Anyway.
Oh, no.
The Stealth can be UTEP, I'll say it right now. But let's talk about what that was like for you last year. Because I know this year you're coming in super motivated. You're ready to kind of get that All-American. What was it like being right there about to get it, and then it gets taken away because of a couple of mistakes?
It sucks. Honestly, it sucks. It was scary. I'm sorry, but but I actually don't mind telling the story just because I know that a lot of women are in my position where they've never really played fully. They never got to really integrate in a whole team. And when you're out there, it's scary. When you're seeing somebody go full momentum towards you and you don't react right, oh yeah, it's the scariest thing ever. I literally got my helmet pulled off my face. Yeah.
I mean, that's a penalty, though, right? Like,
And they didn't call it.
okay.
Yeah, but it's
So-
a lot. It's a lot of learning. A lot.
As someone that's like the seasoned veteran here, because I mean you've been playing a full year now, like you're the old vet. What advice would you give Daphne, like as she's like kind of venturing into this new role playing tackle football?
Embrace the fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Like, just go for it. Yes, it's gonna hurt. Yes, you're gonna be sore. Yes, you're gonna be bruised. But embrace it, because if you tried out and you made the position, it's for a reason. If you made the team, it's for a reason. So yeah, definitely embrace the fear.
Embrace the fear. That's like one of the most badass things I've ever heard.
I know.
As a big fat guy that doesn't like is zero athletic at all. So Daphne, like, what are your goals for this year? Is it, are you just going to do it this one time? You're going to try to play continually? What are your goals for this year?
Well, I want to play as long as I can. Right now, I'm attending school, and I'm going to graduate soon. So once I graduate, I want to continue. I want to start my career, But as of right now, that I'm not doing my career yet, I want to do as many sports as I can, like take as many opportunities as I can. I never thought that I would play tackle football, and now that I have the opportunity, like I want to play it to the fullest, and I want to just try to get as best as I can, learn from everybody, learn as much as I can, travel while we can, and just see.
Well, what are you trying to start your career in?
As soon as I graduate, I want to go to the police academy and eventually become a detective. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
studying
wow.
psychology.
That's wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I ever need to get out of a ticket, or if anyone out there needs to get out of a ticket, you know who to get a hold of. No, don't do that. That's highly illegal.
No, yes, it is.
I think it's worse than getting the ticket. Like you might spend
Probably,
more time in jail.
In my career.
We don't want that. We definitely don't want that. So Perla, like, whenever you talk about like the Sun City stuff, right? What does it mean to you to play football? Like to do this because here it is, like Women's History Month, right? It's sad that we have to have a month to be like, hey, the women exist. But
Here.
like you guys made history last year. Like that cannot be understated. You guys made history, the first tackle football team, professional football team here in El Paso. You're kind of laying that groundwork, right? What does that mean to you?
It means everything. And it means so much that my sons got to see that. I have twin nieces, and they were out there the whole season. Like they saw what we could do, and the fact that we broke some records, like that was amazing. Like it's one of the best experiences of my life.
I think the thing that like surprised me the most last year was because you don't know what to expect, right? It's the first of its kind in El Paso, and El Paso's a super weird city. I love you, but you're weird. Like I said, but I was super surprised at like how supportive the crowd was. Right, because those that didn't know, those that might be new to the show, I mentioned it last week. You all had like tailgates. You had like legit fans out there, and like it was super noisy. Yeah. Like even whenever the team would be down, like you kind of felt like the crowd was going to be the team to like help swing that momentum.
Yeah.
Right?
And even on some of our away games, we were the ones with the biggest fan base.
Oh, yeah. So they traveled.
Yeah, they traveled.
Okay, so I didn't know that. I didn't get to go to any of the away games. I only did the home games.
You need to join. You need to join.
Well, I mean, they only paid me for the home games. Like, I mean. They get the buttery voice. That's what they get with it, right?
That's it. Fundraiser. Mike.
Yes.
Mike to travel.
Well, I think whatever happens money-wise needs to go to y'all. But so now that you know this stuff, like the history, all that's set with it. What was it like for you, kind of like being into the locker room for the first time? Was everyone kind of like super welcoming? Like how was that for you?
Well, I haven't got I haven't got a locker room experience yet. But the closest thing to it was tryouts. I was new. I didn't know anybody, and everyone in their tryouts was in one corner, and everyone else was in the other corner actually practicing. And I could just hear everyone screaming, like being loud. And for me, being there the first time, it was very intimidating. I was very scared. I didn't really talk to anyone but my friend that was there. And after like going to the tryouts and then practicing with them, I realized that they weren't like yelling. It was support. They were pushing each other to do better, And after I felt that, it was just like, wow, like this is really a team. Like this is women empowerment over each other, like being ambassadors for each other.
So I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the show. I need to thank our friends over here at Undisputed Craft House, 1881 Salt Kleinfeld. A new craft beer every week. On top of that, it's Lent. A lot of people aren't eating steaks on Fridays. They have a great slamming salmon burger. It's an all salmon burger with all the stuff that would make your mouth water. And of course, it's a great atmosphere out here. They've helped us out a bunch of times. Thank you, Chris, Amanda, the crew over here at Undisputed Craft House, 1881 Salt Kleinfeld. back to you. So I'm a pro. God, anyway, all stuff that,
You should
right?
pay you
You know,
for
one word comes out, it's like, ah. Anyway, so whenever you look at like this upcoming season, right? Last year, Perla, you guys were there were games where you were down, but like the thing that I loved the most is you saw growth, right? And you guys finally got that first one. And it seemed like if the season was, 2 games longer, that's a playoff team.
Yeah.
But like it just sucks that the season ended that way. You all played that bowl game, and the experiences of playing against the bigger teams. Because those that don't know, the WFA is broken down into 3 different divisions. The Stealth is a Division 3 right now, hoping to get our way up there. But you all played against Denver, which was like a defending champion.
Yes.
You played against the Houston team in that bowl game, which is a really good team as well.
Definitely.
And then of course like the teams from Arizona, like there was a great back and forth that y'all had with those.
It was a battle.
What are your expectations for this year, knowing that you saw that growth last year?
I'm expecting for all of us to unite as one because yes, we have the talent and yes, we have the skill, but a team is not a team unless we unite. We put all those pieces together that we have, and I say we have a champion team, honestly. Like, we have what it takes.
Is that like the mindset in the entire,
Definitely.
for the entire team? Like, because, again, like, it felt like if it was just a little bit longer, and like even some of those games where it came down to the wire, it felt like if it was a couple seconds longer, there could have been something there that kind of changes the momentum for the team. Is that like the mindset of the team as y'all are practicing, getting ready?
I think it's safe to say, from all my teammates, yeah, we just want to make it happen. And that's our slogan this season. Make it happen. Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. So now that you know those are the expectations, are you going in with that same mindset? Like, I know what I need to do, and I'm going to do everything I can to kind of help this team get to those goals?
Yes, like so in practice since day one, it's been like that. Like the mentality of everyone has trying to been the same. Like everyone needs to be on the same team dynamic to reach that goal, So going in there, it started like that. Like make it happen, make it happen. We make a mistake, we let it go, and we do the next play, we make it happen. We're capable of doing what we allow ourselves to.
What does it mean for you? Like just being a part of this team, like because I know just from my experience, I know I say I'm a big fat guy, but I did actually play sports at one time, a long time ago, when I may or may not have been athletic. But it kind of felt like you had like that sense of community and you had like that friendship, that bond. Yeah. What does like playing on this team mean to you personally?
To me personally, I don't know, it's like so many things at once. It's really like all hitting me. I'm very new to the team, but they all have like just support, like nonstop support. Sometimes it's overwhelming, but then at the same time, it's like it needs to be overwhelming because we forget how much support we really do have, So it's like, I don't know. I just want to learn from these girls. They've gone through stuff and they've overcome a lot of adversities being a women's football team, and I just want to learn from them and from their experiences.
And Perla, I'm gonna ask you the same thing because, like, to me, there seems to be like not with this team. It's not like we're just together to play, a silly game of football or like flag football or anything like that. There seems to be like a real meaning behind being a part of this team. What does it mean to you?
Well, you said it earlier. We made history, so I think we just want to make sure we back up that history we made with even more. Like we really want to see what the team's potential is. Honestly, we want to see how far we can go, and I'm sure that all of us just want to make sure we make a name for ourselves. Like we want people to understand, like, yes, football is a man's sport, but we're taking over, just like we're taking over everything else.
See, so I have 8 sisters. Like I'm the youngest of 11. I got 8 sisters. It's weird. But for me, like I always felt like women weren't given a fair chance to play football, right? Because like we all had like some girl that was like she could play football, but she was always relegated to being like a kicker, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like my hope for the future of like football, and it's weird to say it like this, but like my hope for all that is that women and young girls are given an opportunity to actually show what they can do. Yeah. I think having a team like y'all out there, showing out. Because, again, like a lot of the times y'all weren't afforded the ability to play football. This is like learning off the cuff. Like you got t-ball, volleyball. I know there's a lot of volleyball players on our team. And, like, these sports are completely different than what football is. So, like, for me, like, I want, and I would love to see as many parents out there as possible. If your daughter wants to play football, let her go out there and watch the Sun State Stone. Like, I think that would be like the best option for it. What surprised you the most last year as you played on the team?
The fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fans. It was it was so like overwhelming, but at the same time, it was so embracing. Like to see that El Paso actually realized that we were there, and we're hoping this season's gonna be even better. Like we want the whole city to come out and see us. So like you mentioned, like yes, we want all children, all ladies, everybody that wants to see what we can do, come out here, check us out. Like this is for real. This is for real, and it's amazing. It's an amazing experience.
It's legit football too. Like I
It's
cannot
legit.
stress this enough. So
Yes.
apparently New
They
Mexico,
said it.
I will say it. They know exactly what we're talking about. Thank you all so much for the support. I want to see you at the game. So I always tell people this because like I don't mind rocking with my stealth stuff. I've always spoken about like the stealth whenever I go places. And people are always like, who are the Sun City Stealth? And well, it's our first women's football team, our first professional women's football team. And people kind of give me these weird looks, right?
Okay.
I like, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Just one time, go out there, give it a shot. I cannot stress that enough. Being the newest member on the team, is there someone that you kind of gravitated to that you kind of look at as like a leader? Is it Perla? Because I would imagine she is intimidating as hell on the football field. Like I wouldn't want to be on the football field. I think she would hit me harder than any man has hit me before.
There's a couple of girls that at first I was intimidated because they're really good. But then at the same time, my mentality was I want to go up against them because they're the best. You know, I want to learn how to take the hit from the best and learn from them. Like anything I can learn from them, I want to because I'm new. Like all this is very new to me. The first time I got hit hard, you know, but I mean, it is what it is. And I got back up and everyone's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, but I needed to learn how to take a hit. Like I need to, and tell me.
Well, was there like a moment there where you're like, what the hell did I sign up for? Like as you're falling back, you're thinking to yourself, like all your life decisions before you, and you're like, oh, this is a terrible idea.
Well, one day I walked outside to go say hi to my parents, and I was like limping, and one of my dad's friends was like, well, what's wrong? And I'm like, well, I just joined the tackle football team. And man, it's hard. Like I hurt my knee. They hit me. Like it's real. It's serious, you know.
See,
but it's awesome.
I love that because like you're an athlete, and I remember playing football too. Like it works out muscles you had no clue you even had.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm still hurting.
Our guy Marcus Riley commenting on the page right now saying hello from the Golden Vipers.
Yay! So that's my youth football flag team.
See, there we go. So you coach youth football.
Yes, I recently started.
At one point in time, my goofy ass was coaching 4th and 5th grade girls basketball. I love basketball. That's like my sport, right?
Awesome.
I always had an issue with like parents. Have you had that issue because like you're a woman, you're coaching, and like, you know, sometimes the dad's gonna come up and be like, well, I watched football in high school. Like, has that ever been an issue with me?
So I am the only woman coach in that league that I'm with right now, and my team is undefeated. So my first practice, when it was the greet and meet for my kids, that they realized it was a girl coach, I had dads looking at me like, you're the coach? Yes. Hi, nice to meet you. Now that we're like done with our season, we actually have our playoffs and our championship this Saturday, and we're like the number 1 right now.
Where's that going to be at? Just so we can try to
So
get
that's
some
going to
people
be
out there.
at Burning Mesquite Park at 10 a.m. Yes.
10 a.m. Burning Mesquite Park.
Golden
Get out
Vipers.
there. Support the Golden Vipers. We need all the Golden Viper merch.
Go.
But like, did any of the dads like early
They
on?
gave me the looks, but nobody approached me. I'm guessing it's the tattoos, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They gave me a chance, but I love football, and I am a football nerd. So you will see me watching videos, taking notes on top of notes. If I could show you my playbook. Yeah, so I love to really learn hands-on stuff, so I'll experiment. I did a couple of plays down for my boys. We see what worked, who fit where, and we got it rolling, honestly.
So Daphne, what position are you like wanting to play? What position do you play?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I want to try to go for.
So you are going up one-on-one a lot against Perla, I'm assuming. Because
In practice, yeah. A lot
Those
of
that
times.
don't know, Perla was a linebacker last year, moved over to a cornerback this year.
Yes.
So she's excited about that, right?
Yes.
Like
I'm looking forward
you said
to that.
you're more tactical.
Yes,
You're a pro.
like I mentioned, I'm a nerd, so I like to just like analyze. And when as a linebacker, it's crazy because it's like a reaction, go hit, go raw. Like it's, and I did love the position, but I feel like I would be more useful somewhere else.
Okay. So now that you're like being a wide receiver, what's it like learning the playbook? Because football is overly complicated in my mind. Have they kind of been like, this is all you need to know, or have they come out with like the 15 phrase playbook that like the Dallas Cowboys and all them have? Like, what have they done to you?
Well, yeah.
She's like, okay, let me tell you about this.
But it's coming. When I first started, I started with a friend, and they would be like, "Oh, we're gonna do this, all this stuff about the plays," and then we look at each other, and we're like, "Did you get that?" And I'm like, "All I heard was a color, so that means we're going
That way.
straight or that way or this way and stuff." And then I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I got it," and then all of a sudden they'd say the same thing, but then add 2 things, and I'm like, "Oh my God, wait, is it a different play? Like, what's going on?" And in my head, I would see like the route tree, and it's like a tree, and it's like, what is this? At first, it was just like numbers and lines to me, but now that I've played and practiced more, it's like I understand it now.
Okay.
So it was kind of crazy at first, very hectic.
Very hectic, because
Yeah.
like that was always the thing that like you notice with football is like you see them play on the field and you're like, oh, okay, well it's like just one thing, you do all that. But then you look at like, especially Madden. Madden is great at doing this, right? Like it shows you the entire play and all that.
Madden gives me headaches.
It gives you headaches?
Yeah, it gives me headaches.
Why does it give you
I
headaches?
like the old-fashioned way, like write it down. Write it down on the paper. I can't, like Madden is just, and they.
She's like, I make phone calls. I don't text at all. I read.
Coach Marcus
read
is like, no, do
plays.
it, do Madden. I'm like, I've tried, I can't. Like,
Well, I mean, it's good to show you like certain things, but I wouldn't rely on Madden for all of my football knowledge. So you had mentioned earlier, because I mentioned the Dallas Cowboys, the greatest team in NFL history. What team do you root for?
if you could guess what team do I look like, I go for.
I was like the Raiders. I'm just going off the tattoo.
I knew it. No, I'm actually a 49er fan.
Oh, that's gross. Oh, God, I don't even want to go down that route.
No comment.
Okay.
No comment. Let's please not get into that.
Hey, I'll be nice. You said you played like softball, sports like that growing up.
Yeah.
Was there like a specific sport that you actually rooted for a team, or you just like I just want to be here and dominate?
A lot of the time, yeah, it was like that. Like I just wanted to play, and I was very athletic growing up, so I just did what I could until I could, But one school I did really like was a college, Auburn University,
Okay.
for softball, because I really wanted to play there. Yeah.
I'm assuming you're going to Utah, right?
Yes.
Do you play softball at Utah?
No, I
I
don't.
don't assume so, because I don't think they'd allow you to do this.
No.
Yeah, okay. Is there a reason why? Like, why didn't you go play softball at Utah? Because I feel like their softball program could benefit from having a little more talent.
Well, I did get offered a scholarship to go play in a small school in Dallas. But at the time, it was like I needed to look out for my family.
Yeah.
So it was like I needed to be there for my family instead of do this that I wasn't sure I was going to play out for the rest of my life. So I decided to stay here, attend UTEP, and go to school and just be as close as I can to my family when they needed me,
I like that. You don't get a lot of people that have that type of mindset. So that's awesome. Thank you for doing that for your family. So let's talk about like we'll shift it up a little bit, right? We already said the expectation for the season is to like have growth, win a championship. How long do you think that you want to play this sport? Like, what is the future like? Because football takes a toll on your body, like your mental health, all that stuff. How long do you think you can continue playing football?
From somebody that was super injured last season, I'm going to say maybe 3 to 5 more years, if possible. But, yeah, it all depends.
I'll knock on wood.
Knock on wood that I stay healthy a little bit.
Well, so let's talk about those injuries from last year. Like,
Oh, man.
I see like her posts on Instagram, on Facebook, and all that stuff. She's like working out every day. I see like this knee sleeve that you have. What was your knee injury that you had, or is that like an existing one?
That was actually off the field. I wasn't playing tackle. I was during my flag football season, and muddy fields. My body went this way, my knee went that way, and that was it. I was out.
Was it like an ACL type thing? Or?
Yeah, it was a couple. It was ACL, and I believe the capella. Like it was just like, yeah, it still hurts till today. Like I have to brace it. I have to brace it.
So I'm glad that you brought that up. So now we have one thing in common here. Whenever I was in the Air Force, I was playing flag football as well. And I wish I had like an awesome war story to tell how I hurt my leg, right? But it was flag football.
Yeah.
It was the exact same. So I go into flag because I was like a halfback tight end type, mix right there. And I go in the flat, I catch a pass as soon as I land. There's flag football, the dude slip coming from my flag, and shoulder goes right through my leg. That's like that, right?
Oof.
Like an idiot, I put it back into place because I'm a man. Yeah.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, because I'm stupid.
Because I'm tough.
No, I'm not tough. I'm dumb. That's what it comes down to. But I had like a ruptured ACL, ruptured like meniscus, all kinds of stuff that was messed up in that knee. So now we are kindred spirits. I'm not the only person that's had this type of injury playing flag football. Daphne, what type of injuries have you had, like playing other sports, or have you been like super lucky and never been like injured at all? Because I remember playing baseball, I broke a hand playing baseball. So.
When I played softball, every time I would tell people I played softball, they'd be like, "Oh my God, your knees don't hurt and stuff." Like, what position do you play? A catcher? And I'm like, "Oh my God, you don't have bad knees." And I'm like, "No, I don't." Like, I never understood that. And then I started playing flag football, and now it's like my softball career has caught up to me because my knees are horrible, like horrible. They're constantly bruised. Like every Sunday, I have a new bruise from flag football, from tackle football. Like it's just injury on injury on injury. But it's like
Just wait till the season.
I know, but the love for the sport keeps me there. You know,
Yeah.
keeps everyone there.
Well, I mean, I've always said this, like especially when it comes to sports, because a lot of Cowboys, like I'm the worst Cowboys fan because like I don't get emotional at all when it comes to sports, right? A lot of us like, oh, they were injured, right? Like literally every team has injuries. All of them have injuries, right? It's just rehabbing and coming through them and doing all that stuff. I have to ask this question though, because as a person that has this sustained knee problems, are you super slow now? Because that happened to me. Like I try to run, it's like I'm in slow motion. Everyone else is moving fast, but I'm like the guy running away from the explosion. That's what I look like.
No, I'm not, honestly. I mean, well,
She is.
personally, I'm not. I don't think I'm slow.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she's slow. I was like, oh,
No.
Oh, snap.
No, she's
But
fast.
I constantly work on my speed. That's one thing I've always had. So that's one thing I never want to let go. Like when I first started playing flag, they'd be like, "You're so fast, and I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" Like, I mean, I've always been a runner. I grew up always a runner, so I guess it's paid off now.
So, as someone that's like new to this, right? Let's say hypothetically there's somebody watching this, somebody that's been really interested in doing stuff with the Sun City stuff. What would be your advice to them? Because like it's a big leap of faith for one,
Yeah.
and then you don't know how your body is going to react to it.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to somebody that wants to join the Sun City stuff? I know they can't do it right now. The season the trials are wait till next year.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what would be?
Well, whenever they can, if that's something they really want to do, I would encourage you to try out. Take any opportunity you can. And if it's a dream of yours, like now, women are allowed to play tackle football, and if a woman wants to play, then play it. Like if that's a dream of yours, chase it, because the dreams don't chase you back.
Yeah. Perla, what advice would you give out?
I would say try it out because, like you said, it does take a toll, and it's not for everybody. Like we're not out here telling everybody like, oh, it's super easy. It is not for everybody, but anybody can come out and try it.
Yeah.
It's really mind over matter. Like it's just try it. Just come out and try it. Experience it.
So if you're thinking about it, go try it out. You can't do it this year because it's already locked up for team spent, unless you're like a freak athlete.
Exactly. I was about to say, any special athletes out there? Don't listen to Mike.
If you're like 6'5", come this way. So the season's coming up, right around the corner, April 9th. You guys are going to be playing at Franklin High School again. What would you tell the fans if like they want to come out and support the Sun City stuff? What should they expect? What type of energy should they bring?
Be ready to be on your feet. Honestly, be ready to scream. Be ready to lose your voice because we're here to play. We are gonna. Again, they know.
They lost their voices right there.
We're gonna hit harder. We're gonna run faster. We're gonna score more points.
So there we go. I like that. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
here.
you.
Thank
I
you.
want to give a
So
shout out
much
to our
for having
friends over here at Undisputed Craft House, 1881 Salt Kleinfeld. I want to give a shout out to Derek and Robert over there, just
Munching out.
And anybody you want to give a little love to, a little shout out to?
My sons, Anthony, Jaden. I love you, babies.
To my family, to my parents, to my girlfriend, anyone that supports me, thank you guys.
There you go, a little bit of love.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to the Sun City Stealth season. Next week, we'll have a new group of players coming over here. I won't be terrified of Perla beating me up anymore. Maybe it'll be somebody else that can probably beat me up because honestly, I'd go down like a sack of potatoes. Everyone, thank you so much for your support. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.